Folks, pull yourself up by your britches and get yourself in the boat because it is pouring cats and dogs in North Texas. Cue the music. What's up? This is UFO Buster Radio, and this is a UFO report number 6, the 6th episode of the reporting from Manny, a Moonraker. And I gotta say, I was really excited because it is June 2nd, and we were supposed to hit UFO madness today because I said, June is going to be great for ufology, and we're going to hit some really critical stories that are going to resonate true to the phenomena. And I'm going to bring the people that listen to this podcast with me on this crazy tour. Instead, what we have is more of the stuff that makes me cringe. What we have on June 2nd being reported through the usual avenues is our reptilian friend, Stephen Greer, and the reptilian hot mama, Hilary Clinton, the other reptilian man, John Podesta, and last but not least, my least favorite UFO incident, the legacy weirdness out of Roswell, continues. Listen, people say that there's a dark government keeping you away from the UFO truth. But golly, folks, how in the heck do we have new information from Roswell 70 years later? This makes no sense to me. What in the world is going on? So let's go ahead and jump into the Roswell issue, and then we'll visit with the reptilian clan in a bit. According to this news article, and it's not just one, it is permeating throughout the web like hot butter on pancake. You know, like when you go to IHOP and you throw that butter on there and it just soaks right through them. Well, you got that big round lump of butter that they put in the middle of your pancake, and it seems like that butter is melting through the pancake. You don't even get a chance to spread it out. It just like melts through it. It's the weirdest thing ever. Kind of makes you wonder what are their pancakes made of? For the love of Pete, if butter melts through it. Anyway, so the story is that we have an individual who came forward back in 1999. Yep. I know some of you are sitting there and you hear the famed song by the late Prince. So this individual came forward in 1999. This individual came forward, and his name is Deputy Sheriff Charles Fogus. And apparently, July of 1947, he was headed down that way to pick up a prisoner. Now, I believe the story is that the guy was from Howard, Texas. But they were going down to the Roswell area, New Mexico area, to pick up a prisoner. And lo and behold, on the way over there, they come across a commotion. That commotion is a bunch of military personnel not too far away from a saucer that was approximately 100 feet in width. According to the deputy, there were also 4 bodies, which were about 5 feet tall. You know, and you know what? No, he wasn't out there with a measuring stick, but he is a deputy, and when he sees a perp, he's got to measure them up. So these perps laid out on the ground by the saucer apparently were aliens. The deputy continued on to say, because this is a video, by the way, I've got some links in the description. One link is going to have the video embedded in it. The other one is just basically the text from the conversation, the transcript. But according to what we are seeing, the deputy revealed that he saw soldiers hauling away creatures from the crash, and these guys resembled what he saw in movies represented in what we call the Greys. One fascinating fact is that he also stated that he did see some of the legs and feet of these 4.24 occupants of the saucer. And apparently their feet look just like ours. In the interview, Mr. Fogus claims he saw the flying saucer and it was smashed on the side of a riverbed, and that the flying object was 100 feet across. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of questions. Number one, first and foremost for me, so the Roswell UFO conference is basically right around the corner. And now, all of a sudden, we have this startling news that we now have footage of another witness of this incident from 70 years ago that apparently was interviewed sometime before he died in 1999. It was rumored that at this Roswell convention this year, that there was going to be a big push to get some answers about Roswell and what happened, and that there was going to be a big announcement. Is this the big announcement? I don't know. Is it really going to make a hell of beans that we have this basically a confession from the other side that there was another witness to the Roswell incident? Another witness that's saying that no, these were not so-called hot air balloons. These were not dummies that were being dropped from a so-called Project Mogul. But the truth is, I still think that this interview is 18 years too late. Why did it take 18 years for us to find out that there was someone else reporting the crash in Roswell? So unfortunately, I still reserve my opinion that the legacy incident of Roswell should just remain something for the history books. Because yet again, we have a confession from someone who's not around anymore. And while he makes some great claims in this video clip, today in 2017, there's nothing to support it. So this might just be a last-ditch effort to keep the Roswell story alive. The battle over what really happened at Roswell still continues. As a matter of fact, I've been seeing a lot of reports that the author, Nick Redfern, he's even starting to look at alternate stories for Roswell. One of them being that what people saw might have been some kind of experimentation on humans that went wrong. So call it what you will. All I know is one sure fact, and that is that your favorite UFO experiencer, Ronnie Dawson, will be at Roswell this year for that convention. And I think Ronnie is going down there to get some answers just as much as he's going down there to share his story. So we're going to keep in touch with Ronnie and find out. Does Mr. Dawson get down to the nitty-gritty of what happened in Roswell? And again, the incident was 70 years ago. To talk to someone that was having a first-hand experience, they'd have to be like in their 80s right now. So I don't know about you guys, but most of the people that I know that are in their 80s barely remember what they ate for breakfast, let alone remember what happened back in the 1940s. So, like I said before, unless we can go back in time, Roswell is dead in the water. Good job, folks in New Mexico, for trying to keep this alive, but maybe next year.
They hate us 'cause they ain't us. Arming nuclear warhead. Kiss your asses goodbye. Hasta la vista.
So story number 2 seems to be hitting the news for 2 reasons. Number 1, Hilary Clinton has recently taken to the airwaves and television and so forth, claiming that she was robbed of the recent election. So whether you believe that or not, that really is up to you and your preference when it comes to politics. But the truth is that her name for a while there was synonymous with ufology and disclosure. A lot of that was thanks to Mr. John Podesta and those Russian WikiLeaks leaks of his emails, in which he was found to be engaged in conversations with certain ufologists of the year and the people that he was trying to get together in his own research. But to be honest, for some strange reason, the moment that she lost the election, so was disclosure. And part of this conversation is also coming out because besides her going on her little road trip, having her media campaign regarding that lost election unacknowledged was recently released by the main man reptilian, Stephen Hawking. Oh, Stephen Greer. Some of the information in this article that I've included for you is the fact that Mr. Greer actually collected a total of $700,000 to crowdfunding in order to make unacknowledged happen, which is great. Fantastic. We'll hopefully be reviewing that shortly on the show with our co-host winner. So here's the other issue that we have, which really strikes to the core of this, and that is that Stephen Greer in his movie stated that it was pretty clear to him that Hilary Clinton was well aware of the UFO alien issue and that people should not be surprised. She would have been the one to be the disclosure candidate. In fact, according to this article, she was thinking about getting a task force ready upon being elected president to storm Area 51 and find out what the heck is going on there. Number one, it makes no sense that anyone would want to storm Area 51, let alone get a task force. It's not a secret place anymore. Everyone knows where it's at. As a matter of fact, if you go on YouTube, you can pinpoint where it's at because there's plenty of people driving up to the gate and being chased out of there. There's plenty of videos of things that are flying in and out of Area 51. Hilary, get your YouTube account, start watching. The fact is that there is just no way that any president is going to be a disclosure president, whether you're Republican, whether you're an independent, whether you're a Democrat. It's not going to be a presidential thing. I'm sorry, I just do not believe that. Not now, not ever. But the real question here is this. We understand you lost. We get it. You're not in the White House? Trump is. We understand that Podesta is not holding some kind of major office in a cabinet that was won by Hilary Clinton. These are still two very powerful individuals, regardless of whether or not one of them is holding the office of president. The truth is that if Hilary Clinton wanted to make an issue about the alien UFO agenda, that she could still do that. I guarantee you that she is still regarded as the most powerful woman in the United States. And there are many people out there who would back her in anything that she wants to do. You don't need a task force to go after a place that we know is already there, because you're going to get the same thing everyone else does. That's the runaround, secrecy, and a whole lot of nowhere. But what I'm saying is, John Podesta, Hilary Clinton, if they really had an interest in bringing disclosure to the public, to the world, they would have done it already. The election's been over. There's no more campaigning. What do you have to lose? So you guys really think about that. Anyone that's thinking about the fact that we would have had disclosure if these two would have ended up in the White House, you're wrong. Because there is nothing stopping them from just coming out and just saying what they know, who they've talked to, and how they got the information. It's food for thought. Think about it. This is UFO Report number 6. I'm your host, Manny Moonraker. I'm checking out. I'll catch you guys on Sunday. I will do my best to be live. Hopefully the weather is a lot better. I'll post tomorrow at what time the show is going to be on, so you can join me if you want to chat. But until then, sayonara.